Hey guys, it's Niveda. Welcome back to my channel. I am finally back and I thought I would do just like a quick update, makeup look, talk through. So I'm just gonna get started because I feel like this video is gonna end up being long somehow. First thing I'm gonna do, and I basically wanted to make this video kind of like my favorite products that I'm always reaching for. These are my ride or die products and I love them so much, and they're always vegan, cruelty free. So first is gonna be skincare. I love for my foundation and just my skin to look kind of glowy and a little bit dewy. So I use my facial oil. So now don't get confused. This is the Elemis bottle, which I talked about in the past. It's great oil, but it's so expensive and I don't really suggest purchasing it. But the bottle is just so cute and so sophisticated. So I actually just washed out the bottle and I use the bottle for my own facial oil. And to that I also add a drop of the Drunk Elephant Virgin Marula oil. So while I let this soak into my skin, I'm gonna work on my brows. And I'm just using the Colourpop eyebrow pencil in the shade Bangin' Brunette. So I wanted to tell you guys that basically I've been gone for 2 months because I had boards, which I was studying for basically about 2 months, like religiously and very diligently, and then another third month more casually before that. Boards are basically the veterinary licensing exam. It's like the final exam that you need to pass in order to be able to actually practice medicine. It's quite tedious, it's very long, it's everything about veterinary medicine, just like every species, every body system, so you can imagine how much information there was to study. And even then, basically no one feels like they ever pass because it's just so much information. I am 100% going to be making a video about how to study for the NAVLE, especially because there just isn't that much information online, and I think it could be helpful to people who are either preparing for it or, you know, for whatever reason have to study for it. So I definitely want to make a video about how I studied for it, what went into my 3-month process. And then honestly, it wasn't even just boards. Like, okay, boards were basically I took it on November 19th. So basically from August until then I was studying, but it's not like we get time off to study for it. So I had rotations every day where I'd be working like 12 hours or something, 7 to 7, and then I had to come back home and study between like 7 and 10 before going to sleep. Every weekend, the only time I would step out of my house was to walk my dog. Like, it was the worst time ever. And oddly enough, this is also just that time that there's so much going on that's really important. Basically, November, December is also the time that you apply for match. So applying for match is basically, it's an application process in order to get a residency when you're in medical school. Veterinary school makes everything so difficult and you have to do like twice the effort for some reason, and in order to do your residency and even apply for match for a residency, which is essentially a specialty, you have to have done a 1-year rotating internship. And that's by match process too. So it's very confusing, but basically you have to do 4 years of vet school, and you can definitely go and practice if you want to after that. You don't have to specialize by any means, but if you want to specialize, you then have to match for a 1-year rotating internship, do that for a year, and then after that, again, apply and match for a residency, which could be 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, depending on what you want to do. So I'm not sure yet about residency just yet, but I know that I want to do an internship because regardless of whether you want to do a residency afterwards, internship provides a great amount of additional just experience and knowledge, as well as mentorship. Everything that you learn, like for example for medicine, every body system, every disease process, every infectious agent, every antibiotic and its contraindications and just things like that, multiply that by like at least 5 to 8 different species, and trust me, the dog is not the same as a cat, and it's not the same as a horse or a cow or a pig or a chicken or a pet bird or a reptile or a fish. Like, there's just so much to know. So basically an internship provides you to kind of focus your area of interest a little bit more and just learn everything there is to know about that and just get more hands-on repetitive clinical experience. So yeah, regardless, an internship, whether or not you want to do a residency, it gives you a vast amount of experience and basically makes you a better candidate for any job as opposed to if you were a new graduate right out of vet school. So we're talking just about job ability or like hiring ability, whatever you want to call it, and then also just salary and things like that. So what they kind of, the phrase that they throw around is that a year of internship is the equivalent of 3 to 5 years like working straight out of vet school. That's how much experience you get in that 1 year. So I'm applying to that, and as you can imagine, just applications suck. So it's personal statement, CV, getting letters of recommendations, and all of that is due beginning of December. So that combined with rotations, combined with studying for boards, has just been a lot going on. So I apologize for not being able to fit videos into it, and I mean, I took quite a bit of a break. This is the Hangover RX Primer by Too Faced. A lot of my products are basically Too Faced, and I don't know how it happened, but they are just my current favorite brand right now. They are cruelty-free, a lot of their stuff is vegan, and just, oh my god, I love everything that they have been coming out with. So, I do my makeup a little bit differently now. On a day-to-day basis, and this isn't even gonna be daytime makeup because my daytime makeup is so much like less glam. It's very low-key. But even when I am doing more like going out glam makeup, I am kind of over the drastic differences in your face. For example, like the huge contrast between contour and highlight and stuff like that. So I actually have started using my concealer underneath my makeup because I do want it to brighten up my eyes, but I don't want it to be such like a white cast and like really a huge stark difference. I'm using the Too Faced Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in Warm Beige. This stuff, guys, is like my most favorite concealer, and that's after I used Tarte Shape Tape for months, if not over a year. So I don't want to waste the product by going in directly with my brush, so I just kind of warm up my finger and pat it into my skin first. Also, as you can, I mean, I don't know if you can see it on this camera, but my skin, and I know I have good skin, I'm very lucky to have good skin, but I know when I'm stressed out because my body will start making small little changes. So I'm breaking out around here. I got sick literally the week before I had to sit for the exam. It was a mess. I was so stressed. So now that the exam is over and it's just a waiting game to see if I passed or not, it was very, very, very hard. But I won't know until, I think, end of January. So right now, my whole just game plan is to relax and kind of get my life back. So for foundation, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Honey. I try to find foundation shades that are exact to my shade of my skin. I don't like to look lighter. So this is the shade Honey, and I'm just going to spray my brush to help blend it in a little bit better. So yeah, I definitely want to start making videos more. I want to take a break from being super stressed out with school, and I mean, at this point there's no point in me stressing out. It's just a waiting game to hear back the results. I'll finish applying for Match by the end of this week, and that too won't hear back until maybe end of January. So I want to relax, I want to take care of myself, I want to get my skin better, I want to eat better, sleep better, just be all around healthier. And part of that involves I want to make more videos. So please let me know in the comments down below what you guys want to see. I'm kind of running out of ideas, so please let me know if there's anything specific that you guys want to see. The lighting is weird in here because of the sun. To set my under eyes, I'm going to be using two different products. I have my Bareminerals Mineral Veil. I add it to the Too Faced setting powder. This is in the shade Translucent Medium, which is actually a little bit darker for me, so I could actually use this as a foundation powder and it'd be fine, but I mix it in with the Bareminerals Mineral Veil and it kind of evens it out, so it's a nice, basically my exact skin tone setting powder for under my eyes. I don't know if you can see that, but it basically doesn't really brighten, it more of just sets the concealer exactly as my skin tone, and I really like that. So I have a lot of powder going on right now. I'm going to use the Sasha Fix-It spray just to help the powder settle in a little bit. I'm going to move on to my eyes. I'm using the brand Karity, their eyeshadow primer, just to prime my lids. I'm going to be going in with my Morphe 25A palette. So what else is up? I've had quite a few rotations by this point, ranging from internal medicine, cardiology, oncology, large animal emergency, large animal surgery. I'm currently on emergency services, which I'm loving so far. The schedule is definitely a little bit rough because I have like overnight shifts. I'm pretty much every day from 4 to midnight. And then certain days it's like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and then followed by a random 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. where you have to work overnight. But all in all, it's been very cool, and just you're seeing so much from true emergencies or just like owners that are concerned, and I'm loving it. Also because this is kind of what I want to do, just in a different setting. I definitely want to do some sort of emergency medicine, but more in a nonprofit setting. This is literally just my go-to makeup look. I always do kind of like a brown orange outer corner with a gold shimmery inner corner. So I'm not doing anything different. I guess the only change is that this palette is by Karity also, and I mean just a stunning cruelty-free palette, which by the way guys, they donate some of their proceedings to animal rescues, so I just think that's amazing, and they're vegan, cruelty-free, so if you're interested in buying any new makeup, definitely check out Karity. I mean, the sun is really cramping my style. But I'm not going to complain because it's so cold here now. We're hitting like 30s, low 30s, and I feel like we kind of skipped fall. I gotta fix this lighting. For liner, I'm using my deck of Scarlet long-lasting eyeliner. And I'm gonna make a pretty dramatic wing today, I think, because I haven't winged my eyeliner in so long. Okay, the lashes I'm gonna be using today are the style Garters by Kiss Lashes. If you haven't tried Kiss Lashes, definitely try them out. They are super affordable, very similar to Ardell, but I think I would say better quality. Guys, I'm obsessed with these lashes. Garters by Kiss. Now, trust me when I say I don't wear lashes often, so for me to have like a favorite lash, I guess doesn't really mean much. Number one, they're so hard to put on, and then they're so extra. I mean, I wear mascara to work, but these would be so just inappropriate and unprofessional. People are starting to get lash extensions, but those look natural. So, I mean, you can definitely tell when someone's wearing falsies. So these are more for like special occasions and just going out at night. But in any case, these are so gorgeous. I love these so much. I'm just gonna coat my regular lashes with Too Faced, again, my favorite mascara, and just slightly shadow out my lower lash line. Pop a color in the inner corner. So if you guys like using liquid for contour, again, this Too Faced concealer is so easy to blend out. So this is in the shade Toffee. Again, I wouldn't do this on a daily basis, but for whenever you have time or you're just going out. Using the Too Faced Natural Face Palette, I'm going to be using the bronzer, which is in the shade Sunny Honey. And then in that same palette, I'm just going to be picking up Pink Sand, which is kind of like plum mauve blush. My favorite highlighter will always be Champagne Pop by Becca Cosmetics. So let me throw that on. Okay, now the sun is helping. That's beautiful. Okay, so last but not least are the lips, and I love just nude lipstick, but it is so difficult to find one for brown skin tone that isn't kind of like too light or too yellow or too pink. So I use like this weird little combination. Let me show you guys. So my current favorite lip liner is called Nude Truffle by NYX Cosmetics. The thing is like $1.99 or $2.99, something like that. And I feel like it just works really well for my skin tone. It's definitely more cool toned than it is like a warm brown, but I like it to blend in with whatever lip color I'm wearing. So that's how that's starting to look. Sometimes I will just fill in my lips with this and that'll be my lip color, and I love it. But I did find a new liquid lipstick that I'm so obsessed with. It's by Smashbox Cosmetics and it's in the shade Slay Tan. So this is definitely like a warm brown type of color. So I'm going to be a little bit limited with how much I use, and then I'll blend it in with a different shade. You'll see. It's so hard to find just one lipstick for my skin tone that I just like right off the bat. So that's a close-up of what it looks like. I actually do love this on its own. It has more of like a yellow undertone to it. I'm just going to blend out the edges again with my NYX liner. I actually don't think I want to add anything to it. What I was going to add is Dose of Colors, the Desi x Katie, their first collaboration. I got More Creamer Please, and I mean, I love it. It's just very light for me, even though it's supposed to be their darker version. The sunlight is not helping anyone. I'm gonna sit back. Okay guys, so that's the end of this video. I'm very much liking this lip color. This is without the sunlight on my face. I feel like it's a really nice nude, brown, warm brown nude for my skin tone. Essentially all of these products that I used today are my favorite products, so they'll be listed in the description box down below. Nothing was sponsored. It's just the stuff I've been using almost every single day. Thank you guys for being so patient with me and sticking around these past few months. I will keep you guys updated about how everything pans out for me, and I don't want to drag this on any longer, so I will see you guys in my next video.